Good Monday evening, everyone, and welcome to Monday Night Safety Stop. JoJo, it has been a very eventful last 4 days.
Eventful? you know, I don't know if I get the sound of rain falling out of my ears.
Oh, man, let me tell you. Of course, everybody in the area has been affected by, all these storms and torrential downpours and everything. Watching the news and the weather and stuff, when all this was unfolding, um, they really focused on a couple of different places. Of course, the huge tornadoes that happened in Arkansas and, just took out, thousands of buildings and damages and all that. And then, of course, yeah, I walk in Thursday evening and they've got Hopkinsville on Fox Weather. And it's like, wait, what, huh? And I knew we had a whole lot of rain, but Thursday when I was at the park, I initially took the first picture that I posted on Thursday, right at the water level, right at the pavilions. There was no giant stride. You just like kind of walk off into the water, and by the time I got there Friday, it had already come up, and um, still coming up. I posted a couple of live videos. I think I done three. I think I've done one Friday, Saturday, and yesterday. Didn't do one today. It's come up a couple of inches since yesterday, but luckily the sun has been out, all day today, and it's hopefully going to help dry things up.
I tell you, after 4 days of not seeing the sunshine and all I doing is hearing rain and thunder, I was really happy to see the sunshine today.
Oh yeah. Well, and it actually helped, with the sun being out today and not raining, that we could actually survey, all of the surface water and everything, count, how many barrels had been, site markers had been, I don't know if it ropes broke or what, but we were able to locate all the barrels and well, at least the ones on the surface. We don't know how many's still underwater.
Yeah, and you found the camera table again, the gear table that was
Oh,
originally,
yeah. So I don't know if you was at the park last year. We had put a table in the confined area right off of the ramp. A lot of people use it to put their weights on, fins, mask, stuff like that while they're getting ready or when they come out, place to set their mask and stuff while they're getting their fins off. Really handy to have. Well, it floated away. It's actually on the south side of the quarry right now. We seen it. I think what Saturday we seen it.
yeah, we were driving down and I was like, "What's that?" And it dawned on me that it was a table. That's that table we put out there.
Oh yeah. Well, and of course, we've been trying to keep everybody posted. We come out today that we are postponing opening weekend 2 weeks. So instead of opening for the season this weekend like we were supposed to, I just don't think that the water levels are going to be down to where people can use the pavilions. Literally, if you guys seen the live video yesterday I done, um, right at the bottom of the hill where you can turn to go back towards the dock where all the pavilions there, you actually have to get into the water to pull back there. And so hopefully just a couple of weeks, maybe that will start to recede. But the biggest thing is of course safety. Visibility right now is zero because of all this rain. Um, we know we have a bunch of surface markers that are off of the dive sites. So we don't know if it broke ropes, if it moved the dive sites, we don't know. And so, for safety, we're going to go ahead and postpone and get in this weekend and start doing evaluations, inspecting the sites, making sure everything's okay. All we got to do is tie barrels back off, and or if there's any issues, we can get that fixed before the season opens because we want you to be as safe as possible. And with decreased visibility, that doesn't make for fun diving anyway. And after 12 and a half inches, I haven't heard the official. Last I heard, we were like at 12.4. So, almost 12 and a half inches of rain in 4 days. Yeah, a lot of places are still flooded.
Yeah.
You know,
Pedro was flooded when I came down Friday, and then uh, Western Parkway was closed down all weekend too, and it was underwater. I
oh
tell you.
yeah, yeah. Well, there's still parts of it, or actually, it's technically called I-69 now,
Oh yeah.
that are still closed because of flooding. But yeah, I mean, it's just I've made the joke a couple of times. We're just getting deeper. I mean, we got scuba gear.
Hey,
But
let's see. We should be what 30 feet now or so in the shallow end.
I guarantee you could probably get 29, 29, maybe 30 feet in the shallow area because it's,
You might actually have to start doing that safety stop.
well, I mean, honestly, I mean, you can tell we chose the picture behind us. I actually took that today. I was over on the south side of the quarry looking over because we were trying to count barrels and see where barrels were, looking for the gear table and all that. And so I snapped this photo, and it kind of gives a pretty good idea how deep the water is, especially down by the entry exit ramp. I mean, the helicopter's underwater. It's underwater. The
There's no handrail out of the water either.
mm-mm, no, no. I mean, literally, if you look just above Joe's head, there's a little dark spot just in front of the pavilion. That's a picnic table. It is
Yeah,
underwater. Yeah,
that's that little metal picnic table that always sits right there on the edge.
yeah. I mean, it is underwater. You know, and of course, when we first started posting about this, here's the funny thing because I seen comments about the fish swimming up in the pavilion area. Yes, there are fish in the pavilions. We have seen them. They're hanging around cowboys. Yeah, they're
Picking
there.
off anything you left last year.
Do what?
They're picking off anything you left last year.
I guess. But yeah, I mean, but like I said, the just the safety concerns. We had everything pretty much ready to rock and roll for the season before this all come in, and of course, this is a historic event. In 30 or well, I say 30 years because this is our 31st. In 30 years, I've only seen it this way one other time, just once. And we didn't have all the pavilions down there at that time because the water, to our knowledge, was still coming up. And so we hadn't started putting all the pavilions and tables and all of that stuff. But it was after that event, the remnants of Hurricane Katrina, water got up. I honestly think this is higher than when it was, with excuse me, the
I
remnants
was
of
the
Katrina.
you showed me.
Huh?
You showed me it was. It didn't quite make. I mean, I think it made it up to the road, but didn't make it all the way back as far as
Yeah.
it had.
Well, and I actually looked back on our Facebook page, And if you look in the photos, and it's down a pretty good piece, but there's actually a photo from the Hurricane Katrina remnants back in 2005. Of course, again, it's not near as developed as it is now, but I mean, you could see like the pavilion right behind me here with the white top. That pavilion was there. So you can kind of judge and see, you know, where the water level is. You can actually see on that photo where it's at. And yeah, I mean, I'm going to say this one here is probably taking the top spot.
It's a lot of water.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, I mean, you can always look at it this way. I mean, you don't have to go far once you get geared up. I mean, just start swimming out.
You know, if it didn't get any, if it kept going up, we'd all be jumping off the next tier.
Yeah.
We'd have a fish shallow area.
Well, it looks like Mr. Todd Ransford has joined us. Sorry, I just happened to look over at my comments about 5 minutes ago. Sorry, Todd. Good evening to you. Yeah, so you know, it's kind of been the topic of conversation with all of this this flooding and stuff going on, and we've got a kind of unique situation because we're in a pit.
Yeah, nothing leaves.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and one of the questions somebody asked and that I answered on Facebook the other day was, where does it go? I mean, does it evaporate? You know, how does the water level get back down? So if you think about it, we are spring fed. So we have two springs feeding, you know, into the quarry. Of course, water comes in those springs when the water table is up. When the water table's down, the water that's in the quarry, there's more pressure there, so it pushes back into the springs. That's how we keep the water level, you know, kind of where it's at. That's how we know that the quarry's not going to get any deeper. You know, events like this, yes, water's going to come up. But, you know, with normal water table, it fluctuates. So water table comes up, quarry level comes up. Water table goes down, quarry level goes down. So it's kind of you know, it cancels out each other. And right now, the water table's extremely high.
I mean, I've been down there when we've had a dry spell and water's been down to the bottom of the helicopter. You know.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, you got a 6-foot jump over there.
Yeah. It looks like Randy Servideo just chimed in. Hello. He says, "Hi guys. Supposedly most rainfall statewide since 1937. I can honestly say I've never seen this much rain in this amount of time."
I drive by the river pretty much every day for work, and it is literally inches from coming over 31W in spot.
Yeah.
Inches.
Oh yeah. I mean, you know, it's great news if you're wanting to try to get about 130 feet. You know, you can probably get it right now. I mean, all right, so look at it this way. If you're standing beside the helicopter, most people aren't as tall as the helicopter is. It's probably about 6.5 foot, 7 foot. You know, so if you're standing by it, you can't just look over and see the other side. So if you think about it on that aspect, normally the water's waist deep there.
Normally?
3.5 foot, maybe 4 foot.
Yeah. That's about average.
So you're looking at about a 4 foot of water is what you're between 4 and 5 foot is what the quarry has raised in 4 days. That's a lot of water.
Yeah.
That is a lot of water. But like I said, hopefully, last time it done this 20 years ago, it took about a month and a half for it to finally get out of the pavilion space. It was still a little high, but I mean, for all the pavilions to be clear, no water standing in them, it's about a month and a half, somewhere in that range. So,
Well, the good thing is, as long as it stopped raining, visibility should start getting better.
well,
Take a while, but it
I'll
should
tell you,
start.
you could see the bottom in the pavilion area today.
Yeah.
So it was every bit of like 6 inches to foot and a half.
Yeah.
But anyway, I did bring in. Of course, these are some photos that I took. I haven't posted these. Like this one here behind me. That one was taken today. I'm going to go over here and see if I can keep Joe's mic from shutting off. Where you at, Joe? There you are.
I'm right here. Well, did you lose me already?
Yeah, I lost you. So I took this photo yesterday, I believe. Yeah, it was yesterday because it's cloudy. I'm gonna shut. All right, Joe, you with me?
Can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah. So this is one I took yesterday. Once when we seen where the water level was, and my camera is literally setting right at the water's edge. So as you can tell, water has already inundated there at Cowboys. Of course, all of the new pavilion, all those tables are in the water. It's probably foot and a half to 2 foot deep there, somewhere, just depending on what pavilion it is. You have to remember those pavilions kind of go uphill. There's a little bit of a slant. So the very far end is about almost 2 feet. And then the end there by Cowboys probably 8-10 inches, so not quite a foot. Switch over here. Now this one here, it's a little grainy, but it's because I shot it from across the quarry, and I'm betting that it's going to cut Joe out. No, it didn't.
Yep.
So this is pavilion number 1. In the background, you can see pavilion number 27. You can see where, the water is literally right at the bottom of the boards for the seat. It's, yeah.
Oh,
There's
well,
a lot of water.
hey, you can do your. I guess you can do your back roll right there now.
Yeah. Yeah, you probably could.
Tuck those knees in real good. You don't want to hit them on top of the picnic table.
Well, and somebody had even commented, hey, we got swim up pavilions now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Just another nice little feature. All right, now this one here is the picture of the pavilion area from on the south side high wall of the quarry. Kind of gives an overview, and as you can tell, normally you can see dry land everywhere where the pavilion is, and 3/4 of the pavilions are in the water. So I think 13, 14, 15 are dry, and then 16 through 21 are dry. But that's it. Everything else has water up in them. So a lot of water.
Hey, now we need to get some of those cleaning fish that the Chinese have that you put in a little barrel and they clean your feet.
Yeah.
Put them there, and there you go. You can have your feet cleaned while you're sitting there in an interval.
You don't have to do that. We've got the Kentucky piranhas for that. Yeah.
It might take off a little bit more skin than what you want.
Todd says swim up bar. Swim up to Cowboys, grab a barbecue sandwich on your swim back to your pavilion.
Right. He's going to put them on those little floating coasters.
Oh, goodness. But yeah, bear with us. That's all we're going to ask. Again, we haven't had this much water in 20 years, and so that's kind of where we're at right now on Quarry News. We generally
joke about it.
do what?
So we can't do anything about it but sit here and joke about it.
Well, I mean, we've started work, of course. We had last weekend, not this past weekend. Last weekend we had all the roads coming in, going down the hill. We had everything smoothed out, all the ruts filled in. Everything was good to go. Downhill, down by the pavilions, that done pretty good through all this rain. However, everything we done up top washed it out. So we actually worked today and got all that smoothed back out. So looked at the
Normally,
forecast. What?
normally I don't see the top rut out. It's usually the bottom. The
Yeah.
top was gone.
Oh yeah. No, it the top was well. I mean, you got to bring your camper in
Yeah, it
with
was.
it. I mean,
I could
it's
tell it was a rough ride in.
oh yeah. I mean, so we got up there and got that taken care of today and got that smoothed out so that we're not beating ourselves up trying to get in. But I think we're going to be working again tomorrow, and then some of the staff who's off during the week are coming in, and we're going to try to get this done. Our time frame is 2 weeks, only postponing opening season until April 26th. So that's kind of where we're at. Hopefully, we can get all this stuff wrapped up and done and be ready for opening on the 26th. But again, we're going to do some inspection dives tomorrow. Go around checking the dive sites in the shallow area, trying to get some of the barrels, maybe get them rounded up. It just depends. But this weekend is, going to be when we're going to have to do a lot of work in the water, getting barrels retied and, all of that stuff. So hopefully after tomorrow, we'll have a couple of the sites inspected and, we'll know if it just needs, you know, markers tied off or if, we're actually going to have to do some more work. And then the weekend, we'll have more hands on deck. We'll be able to get down there and actually uh, tackle any major projects should they arise.
Yeah, we don't need the RV top to hurt anybody.
Yeah. Well, and we've talked about it here on the show, and it was a mystery for the longest time.
Yeah,
But if you go back and look at Google Maps and look at the shallow area, of course, most of the times the Google Maps you can see the yacht, and if you go back over time, you can actually see the yacht move, from year to year. And the only thing we could figure, and I'm sure that's probably what it is when the water come up, it had two barrels on it. So it was enough just to lift it enough to kind of scoot it a little bit. I mean, and just small little, it takes, I think 10 or 11 years if you can go back and find all the Google photos or the Google maps off of that, you can actually see how its position, change its position. And I'm pretty sure with this event here, it's probably changed positions again. So, and of
couldn't
course,
leave it in the same spot.
yeah, and of course, with the visibility, with all the runoff and everything, I mean, you literally cannot see it. If the visibility was good, you'd be able to see the yacht from the surface, from the high wall. You'd be able to
Can
see
we
it.
still see the barrels, or are they the ones? Some of those missing or underwater.
There is one. The black barrel is still on the yacht. It is still there, but there's not another. The second one, the white one, is not there. So we counted eight loose barrels today, which tells me that there's 8 attractions that are now not marked. One of them being the deep boats right there off of the pavilion. That blue marker, it's gone. Um, the van marker is still there. The fire truck marker is not. Sailboat, no. The we don't know, but the container balls that the three the used to be red, yellow, and blue.
I think they're there. They're just not
I
visible.
think they're there. They're just underwater. You know,
I got a feeling some of the barrels that don't have a lot of air in them are probably underwater too.
and that's a very good possibility. Again, that's the reason why we need to do these inspection dives to, to see, because I mean, guys, the water is up probably close to 4.5, if not 5 foot from normal, and with that, a lot of those ropes don't have that much stretch to them,
Yeah,
so they've either broken or they're underwater.
or they're floating, carrying whatever the heck they're tied to along with it.
Uh,
Whatever it snags on, it's being drugged or broken too.
well, uh, you could be right, because I mean, there's, I think, three or four together back on the back wall, in the shallow area over by the truck. Um, I mean, the motorcycle had barrels on it.
Yeah,
It wouldn't take a whole lot to lift that.
yeah. I mean, if all it had to do is start moving, then it catches a line and gets wrapped around something else, and
Yeah.
eventually we end up with a big mess that ain't safe anymore.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Cut a
So.
line and everything just falls, and yeah, that's
Oh
some of
yeah.
that stuff's heavy.
Oh yeah. And especially with the visibility being the way it is, I mean, it's going to be braille diving.
Yeah.
Literally, you have about a foot visibility is about all you have, and that is cloudy.
Yes,
So I mean,
that
you wouldn't see something until you're right up on it, and if it's if it has any issues, you're not going to see them. So again, that's the reason why we're doing these inspection dives to kind of survey each attraction, make sure everything's good with it, and then if it needed a marker, to reattach and all that. So a
yeah,
lot of work.
the low vis, no vis kind of situation, safety protocol. So
Well, and we, of course, we posted this afternoon, about postponing the opening season just because of this event. If none of this had happened, we'd be on track to open Saturday morning, ready to rock and roll. Everything was good. A couple of weeks ago, had several wonderful volunteer divers come out and spin a dive or two or three, cleaning up some of the sites, and which was awesome, because that gave them dive time. Plus, they told us, if something was needed to be fixed or whatnot. Nothing major was reported, so that's always a good thing. And then we have this happen.
hey, the
So
dive sites
huh?
but the dive sites are clean.
Well, they were. We'll have to wait and see how all this settles to see how much settles on top of them.
Yeah.
But at least it won't have algae growing on them. But
Oh,
oh goodness. But again, like I said, that's kind of the reason why it's all precautionary. Not saying there any of the sites are damaged or any issues, but it's precautionary to make sure things are safe. So that when you guys come in and go diving, you know we minimize any kind of risk, with the dive attraction. So,
yeah.
and it's been an adventure.
I just glad it stopped raining.
You and me both.
I mean, I literally it rained all day. I go to the camper and listen to it rain on the camper.
Oh yeah.
Like, please stop.
Oh yeah. But in other news, because we've spent 30 minutes talking about the flooding at the park, and the swim up tiki bar, and no longer have to giant stride. You can just swim up to your pavilion space. All kinds of funny comments have come out of this, but something new has dropped yesterday. Was it yesterday, Joe?
Yesterday you made it active. I think
Yeah.
And yesterday afternoon, I put a post out there saying,
Yeah.
"Hot off the press." Yes,
Yep.
sir.
So
I just got this one.
JoJo is itching at the seams to get back to Bon Air. Um, we've got about 11 months left. The spring 26 trip is out, um, and it's shore diving, Bon Air.
Word of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm already on it, looking for great places to eat lunch and how to organize dive sites to get the most out of them. Yeah,
Well, and
I'm already.
what's really cool about it is that all everybody who goes is going to have their own bedroom and own bathroom. So it's not like based on double occupancy because we've got it's a newer resort. It's a resort
We're
called
about 4 years
Chigogo.
old.
Huh?
Yeah, it opened in 211.
21 or 22.
21, I
Well,
think is when it officially.
well, no, because we were there in 22, remember? And they were still building it.
Yeah, they're only like 4 years old.
Yeah, it's not very old at all. It's a newer facility. But it's big. They have a lazy river that goes around the property. I mean, what a way
That's
to
pretty
end a dive
cool.
day.
Yeah, uh, nice rooms. So we're getting the villas, and that consists of 3 bedrooms. Again, everybody's going to have their own bedroom.
Yep.
Uh, and it has a common space with a refrigerator and a toaster and a coffee maker.
And I think it's got a
Uh,
little stove, if I'm not mistaken.
little stove, yeah, little stove. I mean, if somebody's wanting to make their
Yeah.
dinners at the resort, that's a great idea to do so. To have a little potluck one afternoon.
Well, and the cool thing about it, there are you can schedule boat dives if you want. They are an additional fee for the boat dives, but it is the drive and dive Bon Air special. I mean, it's unlimited. I think you can take 2 tanks out at a time. So after your first 2 dives, you have to go back and get two more cylinders. But I mean, look at it this way: you eat breakfast, you go out, you do 2 morning dives, you find lunch, you come back, get 2 more, go back out, do 2 afternoon dives, and you can even do a night dive every night if that's what you want to do.
Night, anywhere you want, any place you want to do. You want to do a night dive? Do it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm. Nobody has to follow. You can do your own thing, but I'm gonna try to have some like pre-made dailies to go. Like we'll go hit this one. We'll probably do twice is Salt Pier.
Oh
That one
yeah.
twice, and then we'll turn around, maybe get lunch at the airport stop. I forget. I think it's Pink Beach where they have
Well,
the food
and that's the
truck.
good thing about Bon Air is there's so many little mom and pop places.
Yeah, there is.
If you don't want breakfast at the resort, breakfast is included. But between 2 buns, their breakfast is awesome.
Yeah, there's
I'm
a
looking forward.
bagel snack and bagel place. I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but I can get it for you if you want somewhere else to go. It's off key.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, a lot of good stuff. I found one over on the east side. So, kind of one of my days would be like, let's go to Oil Slick, then up to Capata, and then for lunch, we're going since it's a one lane load, we'll go over to the east side and grab lunch over at Kite City
Oh yeah.
at one of their places, and then pick up more tanks and do it again.
So Randy asked that are you walking out to a reef? So yeah, I mean you're walking out and dropping down and either surface swimming to your dive site. They have markers.
Yep.
So, on the roadside it tells you they have every dive site has a yellow painted rock with the name of the dive site there. So you pull up, you gear up, you do your shore entry. You'll see the markers out there. So some of them are, a pretty decent swim. When I say decent, about 100 yards.
Yeah,
Um,
the further
and
you go south, the further the swim goes.
yeah,
But also, usually the easier the entry is. Further you
yes,
go north, the closer the reef is. But you might have to do a giant stride off a 6 foot cliff to get
yeah,
in.
yeah. So, but I mean, even at that, I mean, they're not bad entries. Um, like Joe said, the entries are easier on the southern side. They're a little bit harder on the just north, but they're not like super hard.
No,
You just have to watch where you're going.
Oil Slick Leap's one of those that has one of those 4 foot strides where they have a ladder. The ladder's how you're going to get in and out. Uh, or you can just jump in and then we'll take our gear off and hand the gear up so you don't have to climb the ladder with the gear on, kind of thing. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, that. And there's little tricks and tips like pin holders. So it's a little piece of pretty much as a clip you put on your BC, you put your fins on, and that way you keep your hands free when you're going out on these reefs until you're ready to put your fins on.
Oh yeah. Well,
So,
and it's one of those things. We like Joe said, we have 6 villas. Each villa comes with a rental truck. The rental trucks hold, I think they said 5 people.
five
So
people theoretically we want to put 3 to 4
yeah.
in them.
So it's one of the things. If there's a group wants to go do salt pier and somebody else wanted to do, say, the Helma Hooker or oil slick, it's something you can kind of divide and conquer and go do.
Yep.
So it's not like you have to. Everybody does everything the same thing. You don't have to. I mean,
Well,
we did that last time we were there. I mean, some dove here, some dove there. We'd meet up. Usually meet up and do dinner as a group, breakfast and dinner as a group, and then lunch was here you go as you come and as you go.
yeah. And we also have 2 restaurants and a bar to choose from too
Oh yeah.
at the resort, as well as this is kind of new to the area. Is there is a city park right next door,
Uh huh.
um, and they have some small eateries over there as well. So
Yeah, and it's not
we
far
like
from like downtown either. So I mean, you're within
no,
a decent walking distance of a lot of local eateries.
and I found this out too. I didn't realize before, but that liqueur I liked. Well, you go over to the it's the city that's a little further north, but their distilleries up there. You can actually do a free tour.
Oh
So little got a couple hours to kill. And you're heading that way. Hey,
yeah. Oh yeah.
not all of it's diving. There's a lot of fun stuff to do without diving.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, I enjoyed outside of the diving. I enjoyed going through down by where the salt fields are, and because you see all the flamingos out there. Of course, there are wild donkeys everywhere
Everywhere.
on Bonaire, so they will come up to you if you've got any carrots or anything. I mean, you can sit there, roll the window down. They'll come right up and eat out of your hand.
Yeah,
They're
you
just
go to the donkey sanctuary, which is pretty much their donkey hospital. So if anything's sick or needs a care, that's where you'll find the injured donkeys at until they're healthy enough to be released.
oh
And
yeah,
they are wild donkeys. It's kind of weird, but they're wild donkeys.
yeah.
uh,
Bonaire is probably up on the top of my list as favorite fun dive sites.
oh
Just
yeah,
because you have the freedom to, you're not stuck on a boat for 3 dives a day. You have more freedom,
yeah.
and
I mean, it comes with a caveat. The dives aren't all off the back of a boat with a nice ladder or something. You will have to walk across some rubble, but don't really have beaches. It's all coral rubble, so you'll need a good large soled booty or water shoe,
Yeah.
or you're gonna hurt your feet. And then they also big recommendation is to bring a walking stick. That's kind of a third hand to help find things,
Hmm.
keep from twisting your ankles or rubbing against fire coral. There's a lot of fire coral. So
And it's like, again, like I said, you're not having to worry about. I mean, you've got every diver has their own bedroom, bathroom. Um,
or
each
the place
each
looks
villa
nice.
has a truck, so we just designate one designated driver. I know Mike, and I haven't seen him on tonight, but Mike was our designated driver. I think me and him both, but
Yeah, you took one and Mike had the other. I mean, we just, of course, they're all manuals. These are automatics.
yeah.
Those were manuals, and it was like I don't really. I mean, I drove a manual, but it's been forever, and I really sucked at it.
Oh yeah.
So, uh, yeah, I let him do the driving. Now we got automatics. So,
There you go. Well, and I'm also going to go ahead and pop this here up, JoJo. I hope it doesn't cut you.
well, don't cut me
Um,
off now.
but all the information is available on the website. Again, the Todd says he was a great driver. Oh yeah.
Well, Todd remembers our little journey to back door. That was our very last dive we did.
I
Which
wasn't
was
on it,
very
but I
nice.
remember hearing about it.
Yeah, he remembers that. So that is right the next dive site down from where we're staying at Bari Reef. Now my understanding is Bari Reef is good. Next door, not so
Yeah.
good.
So, like I was going to say, you can go on our website under the dive travel tab. I'm going to click this over. I think Joe's still with me
Am
here.
I here?
Uh, and then, of course, we've got all the trips for 2025 and 26. Well, I'm missing the fall 26 trip, but, so I'll give you a quick rundown. We only do a couple of trips a year. It started out as our fall trip, doing for staff members to be able, to go and actually fun dive after a hard season of serving divers. And it got to the point where not everybody could go, so we'd open up, and several people have been on these trips with us. Todd and Jill and Randy and them have been on with us, but that was only once a year, and so we have expanded that to do a spring trip as well, and we're going to treat this the same way. Our staff members who want to go that may not have got to go on the fall trip get to go on the spring trip. Any rooms we have available, then it's open for everybody. So right now these are up on the website. You can go, and of course right there's the Bonaire Chigogo Bonaire, and you can click on that and it'll bring the trip page up. My computer's running a little bit slow because I've got two different streams going, plus recording the show. We are also live on YouTube tonight, so we're trying to test this connection out because in the fall. Hold on a second, JoJo. Can you hear the music, or is it
I
just me?
cannot hear the music, but let me
Hold on.
uh
I just had to
unmute.
pause the video because I had all the music from the video playing in my
No,
headset.
no,
But
I don't hear no music.
okay. But anyway, the trip information and everything is here. Even has a map of the resort and all of that.
And we
Of
were
course,
staying
there's
in the
a
villa,
huh.
which is really cool.
Oh yeah. Let me
Both
see
of
if I
the
can bring that up.
yeah.
There you go.
So the villas are the V's there, and we got so far right now we've booked 6 of them.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I don't know which
so
six, but we got
yeah, we
six.
got 6 right next to the parking lot. And if you look at the letter P, which is that's like the surf dive
right there.
No, to the right. Sorry, there's three of them. I didn't realize that. The
Oh
parking
yeah. Oh, I see. Okay.
Uh, the S. Sorry, the S. Yeah, that's a laundry. But in that area right there, there's lockers to store our dive gear at night. Unlike when we went to Buddies, where their little dive lockers were down at the waterfront,
At the boat
these
dock.
are here in the parking lot. You can literally back your truck up so you can get your gear out, get it rinsed off in the rinse tanks, and get it up and hang in the dry for the next day.
Yeah.
That's also the same places we're going to pick up our tanks. So there is, that one-stop shop right there.
Yeah. And then, of course, Joe was talking about the restaurants. The big one, the main one, is right in the middle there under the white canopy. That's the main restaurant. There's another one closer to the beach. I'm trying to circle it right here if you can see my cursor. And then I think this one down here in the corner is their one that's only open in the evenings.
Yeah, and certain days.
Yeah,
that's like their
days.
fancy restaurant. You want that lobster dinner. That's where you're going. Even though any of their menus really look good.
Yeah. But again, 8 day, 7 night. I can't wait because doing literally you can do as many dives as you want, or you can do as little dives as you want. I mean, it's whatever you feel.
We'll probably. I like this idea is getting Friday night doing the dinner reservation because they're cooking barbecue on their green egg and they have live entertainment.
Huh.
So we're done diving Friday, getting ready to go home Saturday. Right there, we're already in a nice spot to have a good evening.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Any questions? Please shoot us. There's too much to go over with on this.
Well, and again, most everything is there on the website where you can access it. And again, if there's any questions or whatnot, I mean, it's Bonair's fun. If you've never been to Bonaire, the shore diving is great. It's like I said, it ranks up there one of the top places. I like Bonaire. I like Roatan a little bit better, but I like Bonaire just because you have much more freedom to, go and do. It's not all inclusive. Breakfast is included. Lunch and dinner is not. That's really the only thing I don't like about Bonaire is a lot of places don't have, or they have all inclusive, but you have to pay for the food and dining packages. And it's just like, for $600-700 more, I can eat out, and maybe spend half that.
I like it because I'm not at the resort. I'm out diving on the island.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to get whatever I can get locally.
Yeah.
Rotan's great in the fact that it's all inclusive. Well, we never leave the resort, so
yeah.
Why not? You dive, eat, enjoy the pool. Great luxury. I love just being able to
well, and the good thing,
enjoy my day.
The good thing about Roatan though is with as long as we've been going there and all the connections that we have, if we want to go anywhere, I mean it's easily obtainable.
It is.
We like last year, week 2, even though we weren't staying at Turquoise, Darren's always got me on the hookup. I called him and told him what I was wanting to do, what the group wanted to do. And on Friday, since we weren't going to be diving Friday afternoon, and he sent a guy to, with a bus to pick us up and give us an island tour. And I think we went to the rum factory. We had lunch, off of the resort. I mean, it was a great little place. I can't remember the name of it. But, things like that, you can get away and you're not just stuck. Like on Bonaire, you can drive and dive. I mean, I remember the last day we were there, I had to take the truck and fill it up.
Yeah, you have to fill the truck up. Might even have to wash it.
Yeah. Randy asked, did you bring your own dive gear or rent? I always take my dive gear.
I take mine.
Yeah, I always take mine.
There's nothing wrong with renting. Uh,
No.
I'm comfortable in my gear. I'm very finicky. I have my buoyancy dialed in. I have my equipment hooked off where I want it. So
Well, and
it
we've even
works.
talked about this on a previous show about how much more comfortable you are in your own gear. You're just gonna be more, especially on trips. You're gonna be more comfortable than trying to learn a new piece of gear. I've never dove that brand of BC. I don't know how it's going to affect my weighting and all of that. So we
Yeah,
have people who rent,
I'm
and
so
that's
used
fine.
to my dump valve being on my left side back and
Hmm.
my left side shoulder, and then all of a sudden I'm in another BC and it's on the right side shoulder or something.
Yeah, and I mean, again, there's nothing wrong with renting. Don't get me wrong, especially if you don't own your own equipment. But me personally, because my equipment is dialed in for me, I know how much weight I need fresh water. I know how much weight I need salt water. When I go on these trips, I know I'm not diving my steel 130. So I'm either in an aluminum 80 or aluminum 100. I already have my weight dialed in for that. So it just makes it easier because I can do what I need to do, jump in, and boom, I'm ready.
I just come from Belize, of course, and I knew all my gear. I was literally would wait for everybody to suit up and start jumping in the water before I'd even start putting on my gear because just having to wait for everybody to get their stuff on. It's like I know it. I just slip it on and go.
Yeah.
So
And and that's part of being a good group leader is making sure all your divers get in the
oh
water
yeah,
and
I was with the boat crew grabbing fins. Anybody
oh yeah.
needed to grab their fin so they can get their louse. I was up there helping them out. If anybody needed a shoulder to walk across the boat, I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, I just knew my gear so well. I could just slip it on and go. I didn't need an extra hand to get in and go.
Jojo, you if you could, you'd be the first one in, the last one out.
Well, I was the last one in and the last one out, but I had reasons for that. Uh,
uh,
I, I,
say,
I was pretty much leading about every dive, and then when they got done, I kind of took the last 15 minutes to myself on every dive. So I hit my 60 minutes, and of course, I'd be the last one on the boat.
if you've never been on a trip with Joe, he is not happy unless he hits that 60-minute mark. Anything after 60 minutes is just a bonus. But if he doesn't hit that 60 minute, I mean, it can't be 59:59. It's got to be 60 or above.
Yeah, it's they told me, they want dives down 60 minutes, and I understood why they didn't get everybody on the boat. They got a schedule to keep, so I was like, okay, well, that's what I'm taking, 60 minutes.
Not a second more, not a second less.
I was there at 60 minutes, and I was popping up.
Oh goodness. But that's not the only one we've got in the works right now. Of course, our Georgia aquarium trip is always in September. That we're going back on that one. I think there's a couple of spots left.
Yeah, I'll be on that one as well.
Yeah, you're going to be on that one. And I tell you, the last time Joe, I'm going to tell on Joe real quick. Last time Joe was there, of course, if you've ever gotten on the Georgia Aquarium website and looked at their Ocean Voyager webcam, you can see when divers come across, if you know what time to watch and all that. But you can watch them. And the last time Joe was there, he was dancing underwater
Yeah.
as he went across. I mean, it was. We were watching from the park, and it was just like, really, Joe?
Hey, for a good video, it's fine.
Yeah. It was a good laugh. I will say we laughed
It was a
heartedly
good
about
time.
it.
I mean, again, uh, I walked in there in that aquarium, and my eyes absolutely just my jaw dropped. My eyes flew out of my head when I seen those banners.
Yeah, especially when the manna jumped out of the water.
Yes, that again, you had me right there. I was already hooked before I even got
That
in the
made the
water.
whole trip right there.
Uh-huh. Uh,
But yeah, so we've got that one. It's already up the information. Like I said, I think there's 4 spots left on it. I think two. I'm not for sure, but I think it's 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. Spots available for that one, and of course, I think we only have 4 spots left for Turquoise Bay in October, and then of course the spring Bonaire trip just dropped, so um, you know
Have
it's there
about
waiting.
16 spots for that. So get in, come with us. It's fun. It's
Oh
fun.
yeah.
The shenanigans will follow.
That they will. And then of course the spring of 27, we're working on Aggressor. So going JoJo's going to go back to Belize and do that one again. Hopefully gets to do the Blue Hole this time.
Hopefully you'll join me on that one this time. This is
Yeah,
fun.
I might have to adventure out on that one. Yeah, the only reason I didn't get to go this time was because I spent 2 weeks in Roatan in October. So I kind of I used all of my vacation time to in Roatan, which was nice. Let me
That's
tell you.
what I did. Is I didn't take a vacation last year. Now I'm using it all this year.
Yeah, I mean, when we go to Roatan, we always get there. It's a great week, fun times, but it just don't seem like it lasts long enough. And when Saturday morning, when it's time to load on the bus and go to the airport, it's just like, I'm not ready to go home. And
Yeah.
this year, we actually got to not have to get on the bus and wave to the bus. And it's like, hey, we're not on the bus. We're staying another week. But no, seriously, it really was good spending 2 weeks down there. But that's the only reason I didn't get to go to Belize was because I spent 2 weeks in Roatan.
But yeah, so hey, pick a trip. Come, pick them both. Right? Even better.
Yeah, and the only reason that the 2026 fall 2026 trip's not up, we don't book that one until we're there the year. Like I won't book it until I'm there in October. So yeah, fun times had ball.
Yeah, trying to push some of these ones we do have an idea of what's going on. Like I know Aggressor, it's a little bit pricey, so now you got 2 years to kind of work that out.
Yeah, but it's worth it. I
It
mean,
is.
for the service, you don't have to. You get there, you get on the boat, you don't have to do anything else. You're getting 4 dives a day, maybe 5 if you do a night dive.
For
So
five.
yeah, so I mean, all the meals, and you even said the food was great.
Food was delicious.
Yeah,
Uh, and the staff. I mean, it's only like a crew of 6, but all of them are they're there to help. They do so much for how few of them there are. Your beds are made every day. You know, dive staff was great. I mean, most of them have multiple rows. So some of them are on the dive staff while they're also on the crew helping keeping the quarters clean. So
yeah.
yeah, you got to
So
know them pretty well.
So we've got that one, like I said, for spring of 27. That way, if anybody wants to start saving up for it and do it, I'm hoping that we get another good turnout on that trip because if we do, then we're going to
Start
be
looking for it.
expanding out and doing other aggressor liveaboards.
Yeah, I
Um,
would love for 2028 to have a Bahamas or something
oh yeah,
in there.
yeah, most definitely. I think I can't even talk. The Bahamas boat is actually going to go in service what this month or next month.
Yeah, so they took the British Virgin Island boat they had down there, and they are taking it up to Bahamas after dry docking and doing a renovation. And they
Hmm.
mocked it a lot like the Police Aggressor 4. So they don't have the bunk beds. They have the full beds in there. I don't think they have the big windows, but you can't change everything in a boat. Uh, but they have a real similar layout where you have the dive deck and all that, all wide open. A
Yeah.
lot of features that I liked from the Police 4 over on that one.
Yeah. So yeah, just some food for thought. If you've never been on a liveaboard, or if you have and you want, again, plenty of time. It is March the 6th through the 13th of 2027. So, almost 2 years out, little shy. But plenty of time to think about it. It'll be live here probably in a couple of weeks. But yeah, once we get all the details finalized about it, Bonaire just got finalized. So yeah,
Hmm. Yep, we got them reserved. They're ready to fill up. And have a good
that they are. But
all
I'm
right.
really excited.
902, Ross.
Do I?
It's 902.
902. Well, what I was fixing to say was, I'm really excited about this season. Unfortunately, we do have to postpone a couple of weeks because of the flooding, but uh, you know, that's just going to be that's a safety precautionary. Give us time to make sure everything's safe. That way, when you guys come in and go diving, we know everything is copacetic and safe for you to explore.
Hmm. Yeah. Hey, unless you want Braille dive, you might want to hold off a couple weeks anyway. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, I can guarantee that we're going to get down there and make sure it's safe. We'll get down there and do a little work, and then you'll probably send Brian down there to double check us just to make sure.
Ain't that the truth?
uh, Darn it, Joe! You screwed up the knot again.
Oh well. All
Uh,
right, Joe. Well, since we are already 3 minutes over, any final thoughts before we end up closing this evening?
well, it's already been a exciting start to the spring season. You want to just keep it going?
As long as we can go the other direction, make
The
the
other
water level
direction
go
was
down.
the
Yeah.
better water conditions. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, here we go. We're sorry for the delay, but we are definitely going to get kicked off.
Yeah, and like I said, if it hadn't have been for almost 4 foot rise in the water level, and the safety aspects, we want to make sure everything's good before we open the gates. So we'll do our safety checks, do any repairs that need to be made, and hopefully, if everything goes on schedule, opening weekend, April 26th.
April 26th. Yep.
All right.
All right. Look at those trips, man.
Yeah.
Everybody, whoever.
JoJo's
Let's
ready
send
to
out.
go.
Let's send
He'd
out
go to
first.
Bonaire tomorrow if he could. Randy says the only other liveaboard I've seen was much more crowded and more shared spaces. Y'all
We
really
had a
didn't have.
full boat, and I tell you what, it was not crowded.
Yeah, I think there was
Yeah,
what,
fucking
18.
yeah, 18, and it was not crowded. It was nice. And
Yeah.
we walked out with more friends than we started with.
Oh yeah.
You mentioned that you're like, did you make more friends? And yeah, I did. I was having people email me for photos. And I was like, who's this? Oh, they're there with us.
Oh yeah.
uh, I think
Well,
we
I
got a
mean,
little
you're
friend
you're living
circle
with them
going.
for a week. I mean,
Yeah.
I love diving. It's so awesome. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for us for tonight. Again, real quick, just throw it out. April 26th is the tentative opening season date as of right now. We're going to take the next couple of weekends, make sure everything's safe, ready to rock and roll, and hopefully some of the water will go down, opening up some of the pavilion spaces. So, luckily, it's not mud, so we don't have to worry about going into the pavilions and, cleaning out mud everywhere. It'll be, you know, rock.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be a lot of trash or anything we need to pick up. It's just making sure everything's safe.
Yeah.
And 99% of it probably is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Safety first, make sure everything's good to go, and then let the fun commence.
All right. Another great safety night or safety stop night.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, again, we're looking forward to the start of the 2025 season. We've only got like 7 shows left before the break. Do want to throw it out there, though, that after we take our summer break and come back in the fall, we will not be on the group. We will be doing everything on YouTube because of the recent changes with Facebook. They only keep the shows or keep them recorded for 30 days, and then they delete them. So we're going to go over on YouTube. That way we've got the shows recorded. You can go back and watch episodes whenever you want to, but that's going to be in the fall. But until then, we're going to be right here. I'm recording all the episodes so I can upload them. So if you haven't been over to our YouTube channel, go ahead and go over there and subscribe. If you're watching us on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and that way you'll get notified when we come on the stream. So other than that, my light just told me it's time to go because it just went off. And anyway, all right. If you're diving this weekend, we hope you have a fun, safe, and adventurous diving weekend. If you're not, we can't wait to see you. I forgot one thing real quick, Joe. I think I got a couple of seconds. In our post that we did this afternoon, we put a thing about volunteers coming in. Let us know. As far as in-water work, we do have some stipulations. You have to be at least night limited visibility certified, search and recovery certified, just because of the limited visibility and the hazards that produces if you're not comfortable in very low vis situations. But other than that, we've got stuff that on the shore. We're going to be going around with the boat and trolling motor, wrangling up barrels and trash and stuff that has blown in. So there you go. I forgot to add that. All right, guys. Well, that does it for me and Joe. We'll see you guys back here next Monday night, right here on the Pennyroyal Divers Group Monday Night Safety Stop.
One single person can make a difference. And that person is you. You can spark change for the ocean. We need passionate people who care about our planet, because it will take all of us to make things better. There is a growing community of explorers and adventurers coming together. A community that cares deeply about healing the planet above and below the surface. Together, we are turning passion into purpose to protect what we love. We're a community of torchbearers, sparking change for the ocean and inspiring others to follow our light. Your light will make us stronger and our future brighter. Spark change for the ocean. Be a torchbearer.